I'm so glad Regina is back speaking with us. I had so many positive responses from the last two times that she uh, presented to us. Today is past life regression, healing the present. Regina is a licensed clinical worker with a master's degree in social work from Rutgers University. She's been in practice over 35 years and is a certified hypnotherapist, psychic, medical intuitive, animal communicator, feng shui master, Reiki master, shaman, and healer. She's studied with teachers and masters all over the world and has conducted 1,000 past life regressions. So this is really our opportunity to have a personal experience of that. So thank you so much, Regina.
Thank you. Hi.
Sure.
Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to be back. So we're going to do a past life regression today, which happens through hypnotherapy. I hope everyone here is comfortable with the idea of hypnosis. Is there anyone here who has not experienced hypnosis? Please raise your hand. Okay. So hypnosis is very safe. It's very relaxing. You go into a deep, relaxed state that's actually quite pleasant. You will remember everything. People have all kinds of strange concepts of what hypnosis is and is not. And so it's all about deep relaxation where your brain waves slow down. And that actually gives you more access to your intelligence. And so you're able to retrieve information that has been forgotten because you have increased access to your psyche. So we're going to experience a past life regression through the medium of hypnosis, which is how it's usually done. And why do past life regression? What's the benefit? So the benefit is that very, very frequently, by experiencing a past life, you have tremendous awareness, insight, and healing opportunities of current issues, patterns, challenges that are confronting you today in the present. So I'm sure all of you have experienced encountering a brand new stranger and instantly feeling comfortable with them, liking them, being drawn to them, attracted to them, or the opposite, meeting someone new and you fear them, you have maybe a strong sense of dislike or aversion to them. Does everyone know what I'm talking about? Okay, so when that happens, it's frequently a past life issue, or they could remind you of your aunt that you didn't like or something. That's possible also, but it's frequently a past life issue. So why do we do past life regressions? I've had amazing miracle stories that I can share with you. I'm going to share one of them with you about the healing power of past life regression. So this really illustrates what I'm talking about. I'm just looking, yeah, my friend is still here, Michelle. So I had a client come to me, a young woman whose passion was jogging. So she would jog for miles each day, and she was very athletic. And one day she woke up and she had this stabbing pain in her foot. And so she shrugged it off and she waited for it to go away. She figured it was some kind of cramp or something. And it didn't go away, it kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So she thought maybe she's using the wrong jogging shoe. So she went and spent hundreds of dollars on new shoes, and that didn't work either. So she went to a podiatrist. He x-rayed her and he said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your foot. So she knew intuitively that this was a past life issue. she came to me, and the way we do past life regression is you don't just do it for the sake of curiosity, although you can, but by doing it out of just curiosity, you're really missing out on the opportunity to experience a very deep, powerful healing for yourself. So the way I work is we address a specific issue, a challenge, a pattern, a relationship situation that you have with your spouse or best friend or neighbor or boss, whatever is going on in your life. So she came to me with this particular issue, the issue of her pain in the foot. She showed up in my office limping. It was getting really bad. And so we did a past, and she knew and requested a past life regression. She knew it was a past life issue. So we did the regression, and what popped up was a past life in China, where you've heard of the foot binding, right? We've all heard of how there was a phase in China a couple of 100 years ago. And even recently, there are women today in China that still have these deformed feet. You can look it up online. And they're quite grotesque looking. The toes are all like this. And these women cannot walk. They can walk inch by inch because their feet are so incredibly deformed. And what they used to do is bind the feet because it was considered beautiful. And feminists feel it was really a plot to prevent women from their power and from leaving unhappy marriages. Because if you can't walk, you certainly can't leave, right? A marriage. And so people feel that was the underlying reason why this became such a fad. And there are elderly women in China today who still have these bound feet. Anyway, so she recalled a past life where this happened to her. She was a teenager, and it was time to get her feet bound. And she was terrified, and she pleaded with her mother, please, please don't let them do that to me. And the mother said, I had it done to me, and you're going to have it done to you. And the mother lacked compassion for her terror and for her pleas, and she was forced to go ahead with it. And she realized that she still had tremendous anger and unresolved grief that she was carrying about this experience. And her mother in this present life had been her mother in that life. And they had a wonderful relationship, but up popped a long buried resentment towards the mother. And I helped her forgive the mother, who was, after all, just a product of her culture at the time. And the minute she forgave the mother, the pain in the foot absolutely magically disappeared, and she walked out of my office completely normal. So that is a really vivid example of why do we do past life regressions. So does anybody have any questions or anything they want to add to what I just said before we experience a group past life regression? So did everybody have time to think about an issue they wish to address? Does everybody have an issue? Did you think about it? Okay, so an example would be, why is my son constantly resentful of me? Why does my daughter keep blaming me for her failures? Why does this neighbor and I not get along? Why do we have a lawsuit with each other? Why do I have so many problems with my coworker, my boss? On the plus side, you may also want to examine your mission in this lifetime, or get clarity on your mission in this lifetime, or find out why you love playing the violin, or why you're frustrated with your new book and you have writer's block, or why there is a blockage in your career, or big issues with money. Okay, money pops up constantly. Why people have issues with money, keeping their money, earning money, receiving money, blockages with success, with your career. Those are examples. So yes, Sarah?
Can it be a health issue?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Okay, so before we begin, any last questions, need for clarification, what to expect during this session? A word of caution, you may experience a difficult past life, which could show you something, quote, bad that you did in a past life. Pamela is asking for my contact information. I think, Mary Grace, you give it to everybody at the end, don't you?
Yes, I'll send out an email, sure.
And you're probably going to send a video recording of this as well to
Yes,
everyone.
Dana records it and sends it out. It'll be posted on YouTube on the Mastery Circle page that he created.
Okay. Any other questions before we begin? Okay, so everybody get very clear about the issue you wish to address. And you're going to see it's rather uncanny how the past life you're going to see is going to give you tremendous insight and clarification, and perhaps help you heal whatever issue it is that you're seeking healing for. Okay, are we ready to start? Okay, so I encourage everyone to get very comfortable, turn off your phones, eliminate any distractions, because you're going to go very deep and you don't want any interruptions. So before we begin, let me get my rattle. Okay, so everyone take a deep breath. Exhale. Another deep breath, releasing any stress in your body, sending it to the light, letting your whole body grow limp, loose, and relaxed. Relaxing your entire body, starting with the top of your head, relaxing all the muscles in your scalp, dropping your lower jaw, relaxing your tongue, letting your eyelids grow heavy, heavy, heavy. And it feels so good to close them. And starting with the top of your head, relaxing all the muscles in your scalp, and allowing a deep, profound state of relaxation to sweep down your entire body, your face. All the muscles in your face are relaxing. And it's now sweeping down your neck, your shoulders, down your arms, letting your arms grow limp like noodles, down to the tips of your fingers, chest, stomach, pelvic region, and down your legs to the tips of your toes. Deep, pleasant, full body relaxation. And I'd like you now to visualize an elevator. It's on floor number 10. You enter, you press floor number 1. And the elevator now takes you down to an even deeper state of relaxation. 10, down to 9, 8. Pleasant relaxation. 7, 6, down to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deep state of relaxation. So before we continue, I'd like to invite the angels, the masters, the beings of light to surround each and every one of you. We ask for their light, their love, their support, their guidance. We ask for their healing energy. And I'm going to play my rattle. We welcome you. We invite you. We ask for healing. We ask for awareness, insight. Please come. We welcome you. We invite you. So everyone, please think of your issue that you wish to address. And we're now going to go back to another time and another place, which will reveal to you the seeds, the origin, which have led to the current situation that you wish clarification and awareness and insight and healing for. So we're going to go to another place and another time. And let's start with the present and see the current time, the year in front of you, 2022. See it on a calendar page. And like they used to show the passage of time in the old movies, remember when they showed a calendar page and it would drop and it would reveal the year behind it and the year behind that. So visualize the year 2022 and visualize it dropping, and it says 2021 and 2020 and so on and so on and so on and so on. And the leaves are dropping, 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 dropping. And it now stops at one very specific year. And you can clearly, easily and effortlessly see the year. And you know whether it's BC or AD. You just know. And if you don't see it, that's okay too. Some people are less visual than others. You may just know what year it is, or you may hear it. Or maybe you're not getting anything at all. That's okay too. So just let it happen easily, effortlessly, and very clearly and vividly. It's sort of like sticking a DVD into your DVD player. And it happens easily and effortlessly. And now we're going to go to another place. So I'd like you to visualize a big globe in front of you. And it is slowly turning. And you can clearly Make out the countries, the continents, the oceans. And you can see North America, South America, Europe, Africa. And it stops at one specific place. And you can clearly see what that is. You know what country it is, or perhaps city. And you are now there. You look down at your feet and you see, what are you wearing on your feet? What kinds of shoes? Are they the shoes of a man or of a woman? Are they the shoes of a wealthy person or a poor person? Or are you barefoot? Are you wearing sandals? And this all happens easily, effortlessly, and vividly, and clearly. And now your gaze moves upwards, and you can see the rest of your body and your clothing and your face. And you're going somewhere today. Where are you going? And you've arrived wherever it was that you're going. And what happens there? And what's going on in your life? And now it's time to go home. And you go home. You may be walking, you may be riding a donkey, a camel, a horse, a carriage, bicycle, or you may be walking. So you've arrived at your home and you can see what it looks like. Is it a wealthy home? Is it a hut, a shack, a tent, a teepee? And you go inside. And inside this home are the people that you live with, your family. And you notice, how do you feel about these individuals? Are you close? Is there a loving relationship? Is it a difficult relationship? Notice how you feel about these people and how do they feel about you. Now look into their eyes. Are they anybody you recognize from this lifetime? And now let's fast forward. What happens next? What significant event happens next in that particular lifetime. Let yourself remember it. Let's go to a very happy time in that particular lifetime and let yourself remember that. And now let's go to a difficult time in that particular life. And let yourself remember that. And now you've reached the end of your life. And you see the circumstances of your death. Is it a peaceful death? Is it a painful death? Is it a violent death? Who is with you? How do they feel about your passing? How do you feel about your passing? Now it is time to leave your body. You have left the body. And you're reviewing this particular lifetime. What are the positive lessons that you have learned from this lifetime? Do you need to forgive yourself? Do you need to forgive someone else? And if you do, please do that now. And if you encounter some difficulty in doing that, just know that you don't have to do it all right now. You have time in the future to complete this process. And today is the beginning of that process. And let's do a Ho'oponopono treatment. I assume most of you are familiar with Ho'oponopono. It is the ancient Hawaiian technique where we take full responsibility for any challenge confronting us today, for actions we have taken that have manifested this particular challenge that we're confronting today. We don't even have to know what those actions were. We just need to take responsibility for them. And we ask for forgiveness from God and from those we may have harmed. And we forgive ourselves. And we conclude by saying, I love you to God, and thus reaffirming our alignment with God, our destiny to connect and join with the divine and come home to the divine. And we conclude by saying thank you to the divine. Thank you for helping us to come home. Thank you for guiding us home. Thank you for helping us to heal the past and our past actions. So anything that is not resolved at this time, just know that you can continue. You now have insight, awareness that perhaps you did not have before, and you have the opportunity to continue to work on this particular issue, to resolve it. And let us ask to be shown what you need to do to completely resolve this situation or issue. And I'm going to do some quantum field healing mastery right now. I'm going to ask that God show everyone what it feels like to forgive yourself or to forgive the others, to give you an experience of forgiveness, what that feels like, and show you who you would be if you were to forgive completely and what it feels like. And now prepare to come back to the elevator, back into your body, fully back into your body, fully back into the room. Prepare to come back to the elevator where we left it on floor number 1. You enter, you press floor number 10, and the elevator is now bringing you. I'm so sorry. Please disregard that sound. And prepare to come back. 1 coming up, 2, 3 coming up, 4, up, 5, 6 coming up, feeling good with renewed commitment, renewed optimism. renewed faith. 5, coming up. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. How much time do we have left?
Eight minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay, I'd love to hear some of your experiences if anyone would like to share. Or do you need a moment to reintegrate? Okay, let's just take a moment, and anybody who would like to share, we'd love to hear from you. When you're ready.
Can you hear me? I realized I was making up something, and then I let that go. And I realized that I'm living a past life experience with my siblings and my mother having moved. It's a past life experience, and it's really about forgiveness. That's what I got.
Thank you. Were you able to make progress with that?
Yeah, just to realize that this is all past life stuff that's happening is huge. And realizing that not taking it personally and being about love, being about light and forgiveness, forgiving myself and forgiving them is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I will,
Yeah.
Regina. I had a question of why I hold on to things and don't let them go very easily. There's detail behind that, but I found myself in the 16th century in Germany, and I was a father with a big family, a lot of kids, and they all depended on me, and I had to take care of everybody, and I had to be responsible, very, very, very responsible. And I lived my entire life being very serious and very responsible. So I was holding on to the heavy weight of my duties. And I was not a light and joyous person in that lifetime. And I don't think I ever danced once in that entire lifetime.
Hmm.
And now when I dance, I feel like I'm completely free, and it feels so wonderful. This is the opposite of that. And the forgiveness, it's letting things go is equivalent to being light, to being free and open, and not being so heavily serious, being playful and all. So that's what is, I'm still integrating it, but that's what I've got so far.
Thank you. Sounds like dancing might be a great idea for you.
Oh, it has been this whole life. It has been.
I encourage you to dance as much as you can.
Yeah, it's been a while. That's the issue.
You can dance alone in your living room.
I was just making that very note. Yeah.
So past life regressions can be very useful in explaining talents that you just come in with. I was born knowing how to cook. I started cooking for my family when I was 8 years old without a cookbook. I was a chef in Paris in another lifetime. And that explains that. I'm a gourmet chef today. I adore cooking. Okay, Michelle, did you want to share something? Michelle, did you want to share?
I don't see her on the group.
Mish, it says Mish. Michelle, did you want to contribute something before?
Yes, I just unmuted myself.
Okay.
I went back to 12 years old when my father passed away at his work desk with a heart attack.
That's in this lifetime, right?
Yeah, that's as far as I went to childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So
That happens sometimes. Sometimes you go back to something in this lifetime, because that's what you were meant to see. Your higher self chooses what lifetime pops up or what circumstances pop up. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so my mom became a single parent of 4 children, and I, like the previous speaker, I was very responsible. Started working. It was very difficult to find fun or joy in life. So I'm still integrating those thoughts. But I clearly have a fear of dying the way he did. And so I stopped working for 15 years ago because I didn't want to die from overwork stress. I also have trouble letting go of things. And so I'm learning to live with less paper. And I don't want to die and leave all that paper for someone else to clean up. So those are just the thoughts I have. I'm not really sure what they all mean, but wanting to clear and let go of things more. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this time.
Good awareness. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else want to share?
I would like to share.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Well, this was a really powerful experience for me. I suffer from severe migraines. I have all my life. And so that was the issue that I wanted to work on. So I went to 1939 in Zimbabwe. I was a poor woman in a village, a teacher. I loved children, didn't have children of my own, and loved helping them. And there was this incident where I was carrying a basket on top of my head, bringing something for children. I don't know, candy, cookies, something like that. And I put it down on the floor, and they all came and they were grabbing it and they were excited. And this soldier came and grabbed me from behind and pushed me against the wall, and my head, the back of my head hit the wall, and it was bleeding. And then I was inside my house, and there was a man whom I didn't recognize, but he was maybe my husband or somebody whom I lived with, and he wasn't very kind, but he took notice of my injury, and he was trying to help me. And I think I died from that injury later.
And that you feel explains the recurring migraines in this lifetime.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think very, very possible. Did you forgive the person who did that to you?
Sort of.
Okay, just keep working on it. So forgiveness is not necessarily something that happens instantaneously. It could be a process. It could be layer after layer. And just start out with the desire or the intention and ask God to help you release it and recognize that there is no value there for you in holding it on, because the ego feels that there's some kind of payoff for you to hold on to it. And so ask, and you may need a session around that with a guide to help guide you to let that go completely. Because as you're showing all of us, you're the one who's suffering from this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it can be often easily resolved through forgiveness. And if you're having difficulty, it's not easy to forgive sometimes. If you're having difficulty, do a little bit every day and pray to be given the courage and the strength and the wisdom to let it go.
Thank you, Regina, very much.
Thank you.